Hi, everybody. Matt here from Matt Likes Comics, and I would like to talk to you about your car insurance. No, not, I'm joking. I want to talk to you about another DC event. If there's one thing Marvel and DC have had since the mid 80s, it's nonstop events, especially in the last 10 to 15 years. It seems like there's an event turning around every 5 minutes, and trying to keep track of them all is just, I don't want to say insane, but it's insane. Also, you mean like if you are, can you imagine a guy like me who is a collector and buys books and a bit of a researcher, and I'm having problems keeping track? I can only imagine what dealers have to deal with to try and think, to order the books and stuff. But I digress. If you're a dealer out there, well done. Keeping track of all this stuff, like as at the time of this filming, DC is in the middle of another one called DCKO, and there's going to be one again in the summer, another one, and then probably again. And Marvel's got one coming up. I don't even know the details about it, but I know it's going to take 71 issues at some point during this summer, because apparently we all have unlimited money. Now, having made my little rant about them, I want to talk to you about a crossover, so to speak. It's a crossover in the sense that there is a lot of books, but they're not crossovers of the characters. This event is called Future State. Future State was a comic book storyline published by DC Comics in January and February of 2021. It consisted of multiple limited series that took the place of their regular books during those 2 months. The setting is the aftermath of the Dark Knight's death metal, which of course was another one that led in from another one and so on. There were like 4 in a row here. Storyline, and shows the possible future of the DC universe. The end of these books lead into the relaunch of DC's Infinite Frontier series, which I've also bought and will probably cover in a future video. One of the reasons I do these crossovers is because they are kind of cool, but it's just there's so many and it's so hard to keep track of. Originally set to be called Generations, and to do an event that would tie together the entire history of the universe of the DC universe, intended to start with a book called Generation Zero: Gods Among Us that would have been issued on Free Comic Book Day, May 2, 2020. This was delayed and then changed due to the COVID outbreak and the firing of Dan DiDio. I'm going to go with DiDio. It sounds Italian. And the effect with the effects of the COVID pandemic making book getting, because we all remember during 2020 we lost a few months of comics because they weren't going to publish because of the COVID and all that stuff, and just got all hassly, you know. So finally, in September 2020, DC announced that Future State would be scheduled for January and February of 2021, with Snyder. I'm guessing that's Scott Snyder. Assuming, oh, okay. With Scott Snyder assuming for us that the ending of Dark Knight's death metal would be tied to these books. In all, there were 25 miniseries, 7 in the Batman family, 9 in the Superman family, and they include Wonder Woman in the Superman family, and 9 in the Justice League family, which is everybody that's not the Trinity. I'm not going to get into the storylines of each individual series, but I am going to show you the books I have, which is actually the majority of them. It's a small pile. Future State Aquaman #1 with Jackson Hyde as Aqualad and Aquaman's daughter and Mara's daughter, and #2 where she's grown up. Next up, we have Batman Superman 1. and 2. Followed by Catwoman, 1. By the way, these are in alphabetical order because I pulled them out of my boxes that way. 2. I like this cover in particular. This is Dark Detective 1. 2. Some of these series had 2 issues, some were a single, and in this case, Dark Detective was 4 issues. There are a couple other 4-issue ones. This is Dark Detective 3 and 4. Next up, we've got Flash 1. You know, I hate Queen. I cannot say Flash without in my head going, ah. And Flash 2. I love Queen. I'm just saying that because, you know, the song. And you're all thinking it now. Green Lantern 1. Oh, pardon me, the books are falling here. All right. And 2. Harley Quinn 1. And 2. Immortal Wonder Woman 1. Look at that cover. I love that one. And 2. I feel like I should be doing exercise. A 1, a 2, a 1. But anyway. Justice League 1. Note the Justice League is like Jonathan Kent, Damian Wayne, Yara, the new Wonder Woman that will be introduced. Justice League 1. Justice League 2. My favorite series of the series is Kara Zor-El Superwoman 1 and 2. Legion of Superheroes 1 and 2. The Next Batman 1. Another wicked cover. I just like the shadow. 2. Three. And 4. See, this is what happens when you have so many. So many books. Oh, I know. What a rough life, eh? Nightwing 1. Another great looking cover. This is cool. Him on the top of the Arkham Asylum gate is just a great concept. And 2. This one's called Robin Eternal. 1 and 2. Shazam 1 and 2. Another good one. Just look at that crack Captain Marvel's taken. Suicide Squad 1. And it's pretty cool. Look at that. There's a lot of Justice League members on the old ones on there. And 2. Superman, the House of El. This was one that was only a single one. And then Superman of Metropolis 1. 2, Superman versus Imperious Imperious Lex, and this is one of those 4 ones. This is issue 1. Two and 3. Oh, there were guesses. There was only 3 then. I thought there were 4. I know I have them all, so I know that that's what it is. Next up, we have Superman Wonder Woman, which is Jonathan Kent and the Yara, the new Wonder Woman, who's now known as Wonder Girl, by the way. This is number 1. And number 2, we've got Superman Worlds of War, and this one is a thick book. This one's thicker than the rest. Number 1. And number 2, we've got Swamp Thing, number 1, and number 2, Teen Titans 1, and 2, and Wonder Woman 1, which is the first appearance of her, of Yara. And so of all of the Future State books, this one is one that's worth a couple bucks. And number 2. So I have more than half of the Future State books, but I decided that I wasn't going to be able to afford them all, because even with these, they were more than my monthly purchases at the time. And so I just went with it and got those particular ones. They were all interesting stories, but other than Yara, nothing from these stories have had any long-term effects into the DC universe. Yara was going to be the next big thing, and I think they dropped the ball with it because they did a Yara miniseries after this. That the first 2 issues sold really well, but the last 4 of the 6 didn't. And then the character got regulated back to being one of the Wonder Girls, like Donna Troy and what's her name, Cassandra Cain, not Cain, Cassandra. We'll go with that for now. Cain, of course, is the other one, the one with Batman. So if you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. I'd like to know what you think of all these events. Well, if they're cool, should they have lasting repercussions? I find that the vast majority of events, they come and they go, and it's back to, status antebellum, as they call it, status as it was before. And so basically you've invested your time and energy in a story, which you hope is a good story at least, because, generally speaking, it's not going to become the permanent universe as things go on. Thank you very much for joining me today in this video. I really appreciate it. My name's Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Bye, everybody.